Good afternoon, class. So today we are looking at insertion of the nasogastric tube. So I want to learn how we're going to insert a nasogastric tube on a patient who is unconscious, because we have to feed this patient. So let's see the steps. So we're going to follow the OSC steps because we are doing it on a dummy. So let's begin. As usual, we're going to begin with hand washing. So there's a hand washing facility here. So you go the O square again. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we're done. Then you rinse. Okay. You get to wipe your hands. So even if the patient is unconscious, you have to follow protocol. So good afternoon, Mr. Mlenga. I am student number 2. I have been assigned to insert a nasogastric tube. May I please go ahead? Okay. So what about where you're sleeping? How is it? So you need to check where the patient is sleeping. Okay. It's okay. So let me just prepare. I will be right back. So from there, you can now prepare what to use. So you can either have all the trays on top or one tray at the bottom. So at the bottom, I have cool boiled water, which I have to pour here. So this water is just for testing, to just check if the tube is, maybe just say to lubricate or testing, but we'll just use one method of testing, which we're going to use a syringe. So another issue that I have here is the incontinent sheet and a scissors. So a scissors, I'm supposed to cut a tape, a marking tape. So a marking tape is there. Okay. And then also a tape for securing. So you cut and you put there. Okay. Then after that, you can get your gloves and wear. So these are just examination gloves, which you can simply wear so that you insert the tube. Okay. Okay, so this is done, but you can still push it in. And then what you need to do is just to get the tube. It comes in a plastic, but then if you find it this way, you can still measure, but mostly this comes in a plastic, which you should unwrap and get it out so that you have to measure on the patient. So at this moment, you're going to measure the length. Okay, so you're going to measure, you can either start from the xiphoid process or you start from the tip of the nose. So in this case, we'll start from the tip of the nose like this. So tip of the nose, this end, not where the spigot is, but the other end. Then behind the ear, like that. Then this earlobe, like that. Then goes until the xiphoid process. So this is the xiphoid process. So this is where you have to put a mark. So let me repeat. So this tip has to go to the tip of the nose, behind the ear, then all the way up to the xiphoid process, like that. So once you reach here, then this is where you put a mark. So you're going to put this mark like this, because you want not to forget how long you have to push this tube. So this is the length of the tube that will be inserted in the stomach. So it will be inserted all the way up to the stomach. So you have to mark it like that. Next thing is this patient is unconscious, so you're not going to ask them to blow their nose as we do in the conscious patient. You're just going to clean the nostril. So you can use the plain water still and go and clean the nostril. So you can clean the nostril like that in a circular motion, then throw the orange stick, get another orange stick, dip it in water and clean the other nostril. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to use this nostril because it's more patent. So I'll get this tube, lubricate it. So in cases where you don't have KY jelly, you can use water to lubricate. So in this case, I'm lubricating using what? So lubricating just means that you're going to get this tube and put it there in water, or KY jelly, do the same. Once you do that, meaning this will aid it to go in smoothly. So you go and start pushing while it's lubricated. Once you push, you have to look out for the indicator or the marker. So you have reached, this is where the marker is. So once we are there, you need to test, is this tube in the stomach or in the airway? So you have to get a 10cc syringe to ensure that this tube is in the right place. So you have to fold like this. You fold, not to allow air to go in the stomach. Then you remove the spigot. Once you remove the spigot, you get the syringe and connect. Once you connect, then you can let go and aspirate. By aspirating, I mean need to push the syringe like this, then connect and let go. Sorry. So you're supposed to let go and aspirate. So once you aspirate, you're supposed to see gastric content coming. So once you see gastric content coming, then you know this tube is in situ. Then you can occlude again, remove the syringe, put back the spigot, meaning that this patient is ready to be fed. Okay, so at this moment, you're supposed to secure the tube. So you can either secure it on the nose or on the cheek. So this is a dummy, it won't stick much. So you have to put it there, meaning the tube is ready for use. So at this moment, you can now go to the in charge and report. You can go to the in charge and report to say that I've inserted the tube on Mr. Mulenga and I've left it in situ. So even Mr. Mulenga has to be informed why you have inserted the tube. So that's part of IEC. You're supposed to tell him that I've inserted the tube so that we feed you, so that we help you feed. And then thank you very much, sir, for allowing me to do the procedure. And then you have to go and wash your hands. That's the last part to do. So you have to wash hands the same way. We do that's us 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so that's about the procedure. That's how you carry out NGT insertion. Thank you.